looking for the best Montessori toys for your baby or toddler, you're in the right place. You've probably heard of Monti Kids before, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing everything you need to know, and of course, whether or not it's worth it. If you guys are new here, my name's Rachel from the Confused Millennial. Welcome to my channel. I have been reviewing all of Love Every Play Kits, KiwiCo's Panda Crate. I have a little one who's almost 3, and we just welcomed a new baby who is almost 4 months old now. We've been testing out all of the different Montessori inspired toy subscription services, so go back, watch those videos. I will leave links to all those playlists in the description box. Make sure to hit that notification and subscribe button so you don't miss more Monti Kids videos, including Monti Kids vs. Love Every, which I always get asked about. And when I do individual Monti Kid box reviews, I will also share the Amazon and Etsy dupes, so if you don't want to spend the money on Monti Kids, I have you covered. Is Monti Kids worth it? In short, yes. Despite its high price tag, you're not only getting high quality Montessori aligned toys, but you're also getting access to their private Facebook group for group support, access to one-on-one coaching from Montessori experts, and of course their e-courses. All of that parent education and support in itself, they could at least charge $500 a la carte for those services. It really is a valuable experience for the entire family. If you want to get into Montessori at home, they have made it so simple. Of course, every family is unique, and so we're gonna get into some of the nuance about whether or not Monti Kids would be worth it for your family. What Monti Kids even is. Monti Kids toys are designed by certified Montessori educators with your child's development in mind. Unlike a lot of the other toy subscription services out there, these are actually designed by strictly Montessori experts. They take all of the guesswork out of Montessori at home parenting by curating developmentally appropriate toy boxes and by providing a ton of support to parents in their guides, courses, and coaching. Monti Kids was developed with babies in mind from birth to 36 months old by Zara Kassam, who's an internationally certified Montessori teacher. She also earned her master's in education from Harvard and is the mom of 2 boys. You may recognize her from her appearance on Shark Tank even. But she realizes formal education doesn't really begin until preschool, but 85% of the brain's development happens in the first 3 years of life. She saw this gap and really wanted to fill it for kids. Monti Kids does not just offer the Monti Kids program, which is what they're best known for. They also offer a few other things. They recently released their Montessori kits. There's currently 3 of them. Each kit also comes with a parent guide and access to the Parent Learning Center. The Monti Kids program is probably what they're best known for. This is the subscription Montessori service delivered right to your door every 3 months, and they're classified in levels. Within your package, you'll receive instructions on how and when to introduce the toys, how it relates to your child's developmental stage. As a Monti Kids program subscriber, you also have access to the Parent Learning Center, which is an in-depth video library full of educational and parenting resources. Within that course, it explains each item, how to introduce it, and tons of research and the benefits of the item, as well as just other research explaining the various milestones they're working through at this age. And then as far as parenting support goes, you're also invited to join the exclusive Monti Kids Family Facebook group, which has over 4,000 members in it. It's for subscribers only and a great place to get support on any of the questions you might be having through parenting from other families who are also following Montessori and Monti Kids. Great place to kind of brainstorm some new ideas to use the materials, other activities you can do with them. You also receive weekly emails and an opportunity to connect one-on-one with the actual Montessori experts behind Monti Kids, which is huge. It's a great chance to actually get your questions answered one-on-one, personalized, because we all know parenting can be overwhelming, and then like adding Montessori into it can be quite different for some families, especially if your significant other isn't necessarily on board and different things like that. Even on their website, there's a little chat feature, so if you have any quick questions you just kind of want to shoot a message off to, you can even do that. So they are super present and there for their community. Basically, they're really trying to save you as much time as possible so you can stop Googling all the things and just talk to an expert, freeing up your time, freeing up your space, and giving you peace of mind. And I will say though, once you sign up and you get all of this information, it can feel a little overwhelming. It did take me like 4 weeks, especially with a newborn at home, to make my way through the emails, to make my way through the course, because there's just so much support initially where you're just like, okay, Okay, and I didn't really understand what I was signing up for at that time. Once you're signed up, all of your future shipments are automatic, unless of course you go into your parent resource center and either skip a shipment or cancel your subscription. And their third offering is Montessori Spaces, various items for around the home to really prepare your environment to be as Montessori aligned as possible. Monti Kids offerings range from $25 all the way up to $297. The Montessori kits range between $75 to $100 currently, and those come with 5 to 10 items in them and access to the Parent Learning Center. The Monti Kids program, which is the age-based level toy boxes, costs $297, and again, that comes with your toys, your one-on-one coaching, your Facebook group, your weekly email, Parent Learning Center, lots and lots of stuff in there. What I've seen is the Monti Kids program boxes typically come with around 12 toys in them. For instance, their Montessori level 2 box includes 12 toys, but it's actually more than 12 toys. You have a wooden book, a square rattle, grasping cylinders, interlocking discs, a hex with the balls, a teether ball, cube rattle, interlocking rings, a dolio, a cylinder rattle, the baby's first blocks, which actually is a set of 24 blocks, not just like 4, and a dining set, which actually includes 6 pieces. So you're getting a lot more than just 12 items in there, even though they're listing it as 12 items. Other competitors would separate those each out into individual toys, which I really like because they are actually underselling themselves a lot in how they market. And again, you're not just paying for the toys, you're essentially getting an e-course and all of that parenting group and one-on-one support too. Everything ships for free in the US, and then if you're not in the US, you'll be happy to know that they are one of the only Montessori toy subscription services that actually ships to 50 other countries. So 95% of their toys are actually made from wood, and they use FSE, sustainably harvested wood, and Russian plywood, super high quality. Their wooden toys are finished in a 100% non-toxic water-based finish, so either a clear finish, painted, or dyed, which is like the very old school, super Montessori aligned way of doing things. If you guys have ever seen like Grimm's wooden toys, those are usually hand dipped and dyed, which is a very enriching experience. And your kids are gonna put stuff in their mouth. That's part of sensorial learning, and so at least you do not need to worry because these are finished, which decreases the likelihood of splintering, and of course, it's all non-toxic. On that kind of note of safety and splintering with wood toys, because I know that's usually a big concern, Monti Kids passes all of the US safety standards, as well as being ASTM and CPSC certified, which is huge. Only 4% of the toys in the US are actually declared safe for children under 3. It's why pretty much every toy you've ever gone to buy says recommended for 3 and up, because there's some sort of choking hazard, and they don't go through those additional certification processes that Monti Kids did, which is a nice added level of comfort, especially when you are talking about wooden toys. And then the other 5% of their toys are made from a variety of materials, depending on what they are. So like the Mobile, some of them use a nice high quality paper, some of them use crocheted wool. Clean your Monti Kids toys. All you're gonna do is wipe them down with a damp washcloth before your first use, and then regularly thereafter. And I purchased Monti Kids toys individually, so the answer to that is yes and no. So the actual items that come in their Monti Kids program, pretty much other than the activity gym, can only be purchased through the Monti Kids program, so getting the whole box. They do offer a handful of items individually, like I mentioned, in their Montessori Spaces line. And then of course, if you're anything like me, one of the big things that I always get worried about, I've talked about this in my toy rotation video, is just keeping things minimal, which was the big reason I was not gonna get Monti Kids originally. So after you're done with Monti Kids, when they've outgrown the age range for that level box, what to do with the items. Personally, in my experience, you should hold on to them because they last well beyond the intended age range. So for instance, the level 1 box, my son is just scratching the surface with, and he's 4 months old now. I know those items are gonna be lasting us at least till 9 months, if not through the entire first year. We got the activity gym when she was around 2.5, she's almost 3. Because of the height of it, she's obsessed with it. It is tall enough for her to still get under there. It's a great little tent option. So these toys are really meant to last well beyond that intended age range, so you should get some mileage out of them. I got my daughter the level 7 and level 8 boxes. Those items I see us using for the next couple years. So these are going to go well beyond the intended age range. But if you are looking to clear things things out of your house, you're not having any more kids, you don't want to gift it to a friend or family member, you can actually go into the Parent Learning Center and click donate your toys. They've actually partnered with a few different organizations to bring Montessori to infants and toddlers living below the poverty line that do not have access to daycare or preschool. So click donate now. They will send you a prepaid shipping label. You'll box your items up and they will send it and donate it on your behalf to a family in need. Why are Montessori toys and Monti Kids toys so expensive? That was my big question going into whether or not Monti Kids was worth it compared to some of the other services out there. The short answer is that they use high quality materials that are sustainably sourced and are designed to last for generations. The long answer is that in the early 1900s, Dr. Maria Montessori really kind of started this philosophy to help children in the slums of India, to help children that didn't have access to a lot of resources. And back then, wood, tin, these different materials were the cheap, cost-effective option. Today, we have tons and tons of plastic that is the cheap and cost-effective option. And unfortunately, because of unsustainable farming practices and a lot of other stuff, it has driven the cost of high-quality wood up. That kind of gives you a little bit of insight into the background of it. Of course, you are not just paying for like a pretty wood toy, you're also paying for the deeper sensorial experience. My little Monti Kids high-level review for you guys. I debated this for so long. Many of you guys have asked me, would I be getting this? And I said no. Little did I know that a week after my son was born, would I be ordering it. I read through all the Monti Kids versus Love Every Reddit threads, and so many Montessori teachers on those Reddit threads were like, nope, totally overpriced, don't get it. And I can totally see why they would say that, because they already have the Montessori background in education. But for families that are just starting out with Montessori at home, feel overwhelmed, like to know the research, or trying to get a spouse or family members or maybe other caregivers involved in Montessori, it is truly invaluable how simple they've made it. It's also really nice in these times, the amount of community that they have really offered up to the Monti Kids families. The big turning points for me was like, I was in a few different Montessori at home Facebook groups, and so many of the parents in there raved and swore by Monti Kids. So I had on Reddit threads Montessori teachers being like, yep, it's totally overpriced. And then in Facebook groups, I had actual families that were like, no, 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 it really is worth it. And I have to say, as somebody that both has a little bit more of the education on the Montessori side, so I can understand where the teachers are coming from, but I also, I'm a mom and I'm not actually a Montessori teacher. I can also see where it is invaluable, and that's where that nuance comes in figuring out what makes the most sense for your family. I love to learn. I also have my master's in education, just like Hassam, who founded Monti Kids. Obviously, mine's not from Harvard, but I think that it's one of those things where I didn't necessarily see the value in it right away, but I have known and talked with so many parents who have wondered what they're doing wrong in introducing overly simple Montessori toys to their kid that their kid just doesn't engage. And that's where I think Monti Kids value ends up not having a price tag. For the parents who have tried introducing a simple wooden teether or a grasping ring and their child has had no interest in it, that's where a lot of that value starts to come in beyond the toys, because you can actually understand how to introduce and how to reintroduce those items. So for instance, the kicking ball that comes in level 1. We already had one of these from a previous toy subscription box with my daughter, and we never used it. It literally became a dog's toy. However, with Monti Kids, it was so great to actually go through their Parent Learning Center where they were like, no, 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 your kid probably won't really start to use this as you intend it to be used until like 5 months. By the time my daughter was 5 months with my first kid, I had already given that to the dogs. I was never gonna be reintroducing it, an item from 0 to 3 months, all the way still thinking about it at 5, 6, 7 months down the road. It really helped manage parents' expectations. And of course, the benefits of Monti Kids toys are very much in line with just the benefits of Montessori, fostering independence, deepening concentration, encouraging a lifelong love of learning, and of course, learning through play. One of the most famous Dr. Montessori quotes is, "Work is the play of the child." It brings me so much joy when my daughter is coloring or working with one of these toys and she is so proud and she says, "Reagan, working." You're gonna spend like most of your life working. It should be something that's enjoyable, and I think Montessori really instills that at a young age. What I dislike about Monti Kids, I still don't love the $297 price tag. I think you get a huge amount of value in that the first level you subscribe, because you get access to a couple of free bonus courses and the Facebook group and all that type of stuff. But then I feel like that value gets a little bit depleted with each level box after that, because you're not getting as much of that bonus material. I think it would be wise of them to start off like $297 for the first box, and then that price drops down to like $250 or $200 for each subsequent box. Customer service is awesome. The first activity gym we were sent wasn't cut quite right. I sent it to them, no questions asked. They immediately sent me a new activity gym, not just that one piece I needed, a completely new activity gym at no cost to me. It arrived so quickly. I have to say, I was really impressed with how swiftly they handled things. In my personal opinion, Monti Kids is definitely worth it. Yeah, I think it would be great if they dropped the price, like an intro fee, and then it kind of, the longer you stay subscribed, that price lowered. But I have reviewed and compared the price if you were to recreate that box just with items from Amazon and Etsy, and you're looking at spending over $200 anyway to recreate most of their boxes. Really only spending like $75 to $80 extra dollars for that parent support and learning. At that point, it really is cost effective. I went from being like hard no, not worth it whatsoever, to like, okay, I see the value too. Yep. This is definitely one of the good options, despite the initial shock of the high price tag. Really, all in all, a great company experience so far I've had with it. Because at the end of the day, you're not just buying Montessori toys that are meant to last for kids, but you're also buying parent education, e-course, and coaching, which really is invaluable. And like I said earlier in this video, they could charge a lot more for. Make sure to hit that notification and subscribe button so you don't miss more individual Monti Kids program level reviews. Go back, check out my previous Monti Kids reviews, check out my Love Every reviews, and of course I will be sharing more Monti Kids versus Love Every stuff, so drop any comments or questions you guys have below. As always, my name's Rachel. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram too, at the Confused Millennial. Have a good one.